another episode of Becoming the Product. My name is Naya. Happy Monday to you all and Happy New Year. Compliments of the season. Thank you so much for sticking with me throughout this time. In today's episode, I decided to do something a little bit different. I decided to bring in someone to come and share their own experiences to how they are tackling transition into product management. And like I've mentioned before, the processes or the skills or anything you need to transition is quite universal, but it depends on how you apply it, depending on your background and your experiences. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Oyesina Oyerinde to the floor. Hello, Oyesina. How are you doing today?
Hi, Michelle. I'm good today.
How is your new year going?
Yeah, the new year has been particularly what expected, and we're looking for better things in the new year too.
That's true. So, thank you for coming on this episode. We just want to hear your own story regarding your transitioning journey. So, I have a few questions for you, but before we start, can you just give us a brief intro to yourself, what you do currently?
Okay. I currently I'm a volunteer with the Intern Place. The Intern Place is a recruitment platform, and I'm one of the first set of staffs with them. And also, I'm a product of Dev Career. I'm also a product of Product School. I'm also a product partially of the Product Alliance. That's product-led alliance. So I am into every team product, and I'm still looking for more products to go into.
That's interesting. That's interesting. So, what inspired you to transition to product management? What motivated you?
Okay. Yes, what inspired my transition into product management was based on the fact that I saw product management as a version of my first degree, which is architecture. Architects take a building from ideation to post occupancy. You take into consideration the location of a building as an architect, its orientation. You take into consideration also the end users. You take into consideration the experience of the end users. Consider things like lighting, colors, smells, touch, feelings, and ventilation to bring up a final design. And just like product management, you consider neighboring properties, which are your competition, to see how they align with what you are planning to bring up. No good architect goes into design without seeing the surrounding properties where his client wants to put up their project or their edifice. And to to wrap it up on the what inspired my transition was that you realize that when all of these are put together in the idea phase for an architect, you sell the idea to your client, same as product, before going into the design. If the client's comfortable with your design, then you are good to go with the complete design. And if it's the other way around, you hold on or revisit your idea to get what best fits the client's brief and the location.
Okay, that's interesting to know. Are there any specific experience or skills regarding your past experiences that it's helping to contribute to your product management skills?
Yes, as I said earlier on before, an architect is one who makes decisions based on analyzing outcomes from his product. Secondly, I had a shorter period or so as a project manager earlier before. I had some experience as part of the design team for Yobe Cargo Airport, Yobe State in Nigeria. And I was also part of the team that worked on Muchala Square renovation, specifically the Yaradua Hall remodeling, to take it from a sports hall to a event hall. And that was specifically for Cardinal State investment event called Card Invest 1.0. That was just before COVID came in. And I was also part of a team that worked on several institutional projects that were funded by TED Fund from 2012 to date. So you see, that level of experience has culminated into experiences which I see applicable and contributed to my skills, product
Product
management.
management.
It's part of the reasons why some Nigerian companies interchange the roles of product managers and project managers, because depending on the solution or approach, some or most projects or products have dependencies. And this is a very important skill set for product managers to know how to prioritize tasks and approaches.
Okay, that's fun to know. Someone would think that with architecture, that product design would be your route, but choosing product management is actually fun. So during your transition in now, or since you started your transition, has there been any particular challenge that you faced?
Yes, I had challenges that I faced. And actually, this is a tricky question though. I am someone who the English would say I count the cost before launching into a challenge. But with the age we are in, you can truly count the cost. I also had the experience as a virtual assistant, which was my last role before transitioning. And during the phase as an assistant, I got to realize that I had skills that would be applicable as a product manager. Many times, putting your skills as an architect is a plus to that of a project manager, including that now a virtual assistant as a double. And I also doubled at one point as an executive assistant. This experience really makes you to see things from different perspective,
Okay.
different from someone who is just a novice or someone with just one previous experience.
Okay.
Definitely, I had challenges, I had questions, and the questions I had were who were the top companies hiring product managers? What were their role description for product managers? What companies or consultants did they use in employing their product managers? I also asked who were the top 50 to 100 product managers globally. I asked myself also who and what was required of product managers generally, which companies had the best internship for product managers, and where to find the best product management resources free online, since I didn't have some of the means at that time. And I also asked myself, was there availability of people or individuals willing to speak about product managers and product management one-on-one with newbies like me? So
Okay.
those were the challenges I had transitioning.
Challenges as well. Okay, that's fun. Um, Challenges in product management. To me, one of the ones that I witnessed was the courses aspect, trying to locate actual courses you could do. But majority of the time, the cost attached to it was too high, so I went for the free version like you did as well. So far, when you talk of key learnings in product management in your transitioning journey so far, can you just tell us at least one or two key learnings that you've acquired so far?
Okay, yes. I I would use this to answer the questions which I put out earlier that were part of my transition deliberations. And in my research, I had several one-on-ones with individuals who do a great job at positioning individuals who come out and one particular person came out and said, yes, top companies do hire and will always hire product managers. One person who did that for me was Alan Stein of Kadima Careers. I met him on LinkedIn. He one time recently did a
Okay.
research and said for companies that aren't startups but had the biggest or largest market share capital, he put out a document stating that having your name on their job boards would go a long way in making sure that you get notified when these companies put out for roles which you're interested in and you get notifications. I learned
Okay.
I learned I learned this, and this is when you ask questions. That's part of being a good program, and you have to ask questions. And then from the job boards, I also got to realize that the job description for program managers had morphed and transitioned, or will I say, had changed in the last 8 months to include knowledge of AI and machine learning as a requirement. So every product as of December 2023 needed more hard and soft skills. And for the second question that I asked myself was which companies or consultants did they use in employing their product managers? Just like I said earlier, I realized the venture capitalists had also created job boards to directly employ product managers onto products which they had either acquired or they had had a startup with. So definitely you getting on board on the product through the venture capitalist portals. And which companies had the best internship for product managers? Companies are out there and a lot of them put out internship roles and it's just for you to get them, which is very important. And you get very good internship roles. Then where to find the best product management resources online? I actually was happy coming across communities, because these communities actually put out resources in immense rates and in immense quantity where you would even get overswamped with resources. And I'm actually a community person. And for the ability of individuals willing to speak about product manager one-on-one with newbie like me, and I was fortunate to come across adplist.org, where you have mentors on ground who are willing to have sessions with you and anyone who is interested in being mentored. But particular product management, I got to find out that mentors are even more active on ADP lists than even on LinkedIn. Yes. So that's yes. So I had these learnings as I was transitioning. I also got to know about courses which I could take on Udemy, Coursera, and I'm even currently rounding up some of my courses on Coursera too, which have to do with AI and machine learning, all in line with product management.
Thank you so much. Key learnings are quite important because it kind of gives you like a roadmap to know that what you're actually putting your mind to do is what you're actually getting. And do you have any advice for anyone who's currently transitioning or who is thinking about transitioning? Just like one or two, just to motivate them.
Okay. The key advice I would say is will come in two sentences. The first sentence would be, put yourself out there shamelessly in the quest for knowledge. And to explain that, we all have, for product managers specifically, we all have a history behind where we are and where we are going. And just for every product manager, you have a roadmap. So set that roadmap for yourself into product management. That I know that, because if you have put yourself into researching into product managers, you find that most product managers have turned out to be speakers and consultants at the end of their career. So set your own roadmap that you want to become a voice in the field of product management, and you definitely get it. And the second advice would be, aside put yourself out there, is to spread yourself out wide and thin. Why I say that is because once you realize that referrals come a long way or go a long way, you would realize that the world was formerly a global village. But I tell people now that the world is now a boardroom. Can your name be heard at the other end of the boardroom? Yes. So if you are not in people's faces and if you're not loud enough, your name may not be heard at the other end of the boardroom. And if you're not making impact wherever you find yourself, and making impact now doesn't need physically on site in the US or in Europe or in the United States or in Europe or even Asia. Making impact now means bringing your little knowledge of a particular matter from your own perspective and putting it up on any social media platform. And I'm somebody who is big on community. So wherever you find yourself in any community as a product manager, let your impact be felt. That way people can make good referrals for you. That way people can talk about you. And at the end of the day, like I said, your name will be heard at the other end of the room. That's my 2 cents on
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was really very insightful. The importance of putting yourself out there and also the importance of your digital footprint. And with that, we've come to the end of this wonderful episode. Thank you again, Oyesina, for being a very good guest, very insightful guest.
Thank you for inviting
me. Later. And thank you guys for listening. I hope this talks to you. I hope this motivates you to start your own process or improve on the process you already have. And as usual, you can leave your comments, you can leave a DM, and I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good week.